Yo, what up home skillets? My name is Danielle. Welcome back to my channel. And my last video was a funny video and a lot of you guys thought it was going to be a spooky video and I felt kind of bad because yes, I do make spooky videos a lot and that one wasn't spooky. But this one is. Also, is my candle already burnt out? It's like holding on to the tiniest little flames. So I'm pretty sure that I have yet to make a spooky video about children. That sounded way creepier than it was supposed to be. As we all know, children and animals see more shit than we can. This is so sad. I need to put something else brighter back there because, ooh, do I want to mix smells though? Ow, ow, it's already burning me. Wow, do you see the difference? Anyways, so children and animals see more shit than we do. They're just more sensitive to it, they see things. But here's the thing, this video isn't about children seeing ghosts, it's about the ghosts being children. So the first story I have for you guys is about this young 11-month-old boy named Job Withrow Beeson. He died in 1870. It was really sad and his mom would visit his crypt every single night, which you think is sad and kind of sweet, right? Well, here's where it gets really fucking weird. Local legend says that the mother would remove the body from the crypt, feed it, bathe it, and change his diaper. That's really just... She would also leave a lantern lit by the crypt because he was afraid of the dark. Now, obviously some time has passed and she's stopped doing that because I assume she is dead now. But now people claim to hear the 11-month-old boy crying for his missing mother every night. Did no one stop her first? I'm just realizing, did no one stop her from being like, that's a corpse? He's not really eating. Would that be mean to just be like, honey? So the next story I have for you guys is the legend of the haunted Hayward Plunge. The Hayward Plunge is just a year-round facility where people go to swim or exercise. In the late 1960s, a swim coach who taught at the indoor pool next to the Memorial Park kidnapped all of his kids that he was teaching and led them to this creek that's alongside the trail in the back of this park and left them there and told them that he'd be right back. The kids stayed there all night until there were no more people around. The swim coach finally returned and murdered all of them in the woods. Then he left their bodies in the creek. It's said that if you walk in the park at nighttime up the trail, you'll experience just the weirdest shit. It'll sound like a bunch of people are hiking or walking up and down the hill. You'll see dark shadows and you'll feel cold spots. But once you reach the circle clearing and you sit there for a few minutes in silence, you will hear the children's footsteps running around and playing around. Some are talking, some are laughing, but some are crying and pleading for your help. Oh, that's so creepy. That's just so, oh. Especially if you know what happened to them. Imagine hearing their ghosts asking you for help. Like, what do you do? So the next one I have is the ghost of Cathedral Park. Thelma Taylor was an ordinary girl in high school in 1949. She worked as a berry picker in Portland to earn some extra money. One summer afternoon, she went out to wait for one of the berry picking trucks to give her a free ride. Little did anyone know that that day was the last day anyone would see her alive. While she was waiting for the truck, she was kidnapped. Thelma was found days later, brutally beaten, bound, and left for dead under the St. John's Bridge in the Willamette River. For over 60 years, people that visit Cathedral Park, where she was murdered, and the Portland residents still hear her screams. And apparently her hauntings are more active in the summer and the police get called out there multiple times. Obviously they don't find anything, but that's pretty weird that a bunch of people just call them regularly. So this next story I have is literally one of my biggest fears. You guys already know that I have anxiety and whatever. I can't go anywhere alone, but one thing that I have to do alone all the time is drive. Like, I hate driving alone. I always feel like I'm gonna crash. I always, like, the normal things that you think of when you're driving. But the dumbest thing that I think of while I'm driving is me driving and then something popping up in the middle of the fucking road. Like, first of all, it's happened to me before. I wasn't the one driving, but I was in the car. I'm pretty sure I told you guys this before. But my sister and I were like in the middle of the desert. We were driving back home. It's like an hour drive. And she was telling me scary stories because I love scary stories. And while we were getting on the freeway, it's just pitch black. There are no lights. It's the desert. Some fucking lady that was dressed in all white. She had long white hair. Like, I know she wasn't a ghost. It was just like someone walking, which is weird because it was on the freeway. I don't understand. She was right in the middle of the road and my sister and I freaked the fuck out and like Obviously didn't hit her because we like, but whatever. It scared the fuck out of me. I'm triggered. I'm just so afraid of driving alone, plus I always drive alone in the dark. Anyways, let's just get back to this fucking little haunting situation. So this ghost of a Victorian girl causes car crashes. You guys probably think I'm so crazy. Okay. So this haunting, literally no one can explain. When a string of car accidents happened on Old Knoll Road, I cannot fucking pronounce that. When a bunch of car accidents happened on Old Knoll Road, God, that was difficult, which is a stretch of highway in Britain, the investigators realized that all of the people that crashed or almost crashed had the same exact story. All of the drivers said that while they were driving, they crashed because they swerved out of the way because there was a little girl dressed in Victorian clothing just appearing in the middle of the road. They all described the little girl in the same exact way. She's between 3 and 5 years old, she's dressed in Victorian clothing, and she just materializes in the middle of the road. They don't know where she's coming from, they don't see her move, they just see her standing there just looking at them, and then they just swerve out of the way and crash. The weird thing is they can't find any records of any death in that area. So they just have no... Oh my god, I just had a dark thought. What if, like, they murdered her somewhere else and then just like dumped her body there? Oh, that's so sad. Oh. Okay, moving on. So this one I wanted to save for last because I think everyone knows this story, but I heard a version, a more detailed version, that is just a little bit creepier. So this is the legend of the haunted railroad tracks. And we've all heard this one, you know, it's like if you put your car in neutral and leave it on the tracks, someone or something will push it off of the tracks. And then there's like little handprints on your car, and it's like a bunch of children just trying to save you from the railroad. Here's what the legend says. One version of the legend takes place in the 30s or 40s. So the story goes, a bus that was carrying a bunch of children was heading towards the intersection. When it came to the railroad tracks, the bus just completely stalled out. The bus driver saw that the train was coming and immediately tried to evacuate the kids from the bus. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough time, and the train killed all 10 of the students and the bus driver. So that's the most basic version. That's the one that I know. But guys, here's a more detailed version. It's like really sad. So the more detailed version kind of starts off in the same way. It is between the 1930s and the 1940s. But this one says that it was on a dark evening, and the bus driver was driving the 10 students home from a field trip. They were heading down Shane Road, but when the bus started to approach the railroad tracks, it completely stalled out of nowhere, right on the tracks. The bus driver, who was a nun, noticed that all of the kids in the bus were asleep. She didn't want to wake them up or scare them. You know, it's dark and the bus just stopped working, so she just tried to start the bus up by herself, but it wouldn't turn on. Then she heard the train coming. Because it was dark, she couldn't really see where it was coming from, and the light on the train was burnt out, so all she could hear was a train coming. She started freaking out. She didn't know what to do. The kids were asleep. They had no idea. Then she looked over, and the train was right there. The train was coming so fast that she didn't have any time to get the kids out. She desperately and frantically tried turning the key one more time to start the bus, but it didn't work. The train ran right through the bus, cutting the bus in half. Apparently, the nun was thrown right through the windshield and somehow survived, but the 10 kids were killed instantly. They say that if you put talcum powder on your car, after your car is being pushed off the tracks and you look at the powder, you'll see little tiny handprints on your car. I don't know, because I believe in everything, and all of these are super creepy and all of these are really sad. But let me know if you guys want more little ghost stories, because I do have a child ghost in my house. I think I have 2, but I only see one regularly. She actually lives right outside my bedroom door. She just knows she's not allowed in my room. Oh, do you think she just wants to come in and that's why she just stands outside? Oh, that's so sad. She's still not allowed inside though. Sorry, honey. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was really fun to make. If you guys want more, let me know down below in the comments. Also, let me know some of your guys' little ghost stories. I don't know if people are haunted by kids that much. I don't hear too many kid ghost stories. So if you have any, let me know. I love reading those. I love seeing your guys' tweets, comments, Snapchats, all of them. I love them so much. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I love you guys, and I will see you guys when I see you guys. Adios, muchachos.
Do you love me?